What up, fanatics? It's the A to the J. Just had to step out one more time and let you guys know that we had a fantastic show for you today. Ladies, this one's mostly for you. Fellas, I want y'all to take a back seat on this one. Don't check out, but make sure you kind of chill out on this one, okay? Ladies, I've got an expert coming on that's going to teach you guys how to make money. And when you hear people say that all the time, oh, we're going to make money this way, that money. No, this is make your money, honey, okay? This episode is just for the ladies who really want to make serious cash, but I'm not going to spoil it for you. I'm going to let our guests tell you exactly what I mean. So, as always, we're going to bring on our wonderful guests. So, for next, I got to ask you guys, when was the last time you heard somebody legitimately say, here's how you make money and here's how you do it properly? Not some get rich quick schemes and all that stuff. I'm talking about somebody who actually knows what they're talking about and breaks it down. It's a rhetorical question because I'm about to bring on the person that can do it for you. Ladies, I want you guys to enjoy Miss Marianne.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, young lady,
How are
how are
you
you?
doing? I'm good. How are you?
I'm blessed and I'm blessed. Thank you for the opportunity to engage my audience.
Sure. I'm glad to be here.
In honor of you, as you see, we brought out the money backgrounds for you.
I see that. I love it.
We had to bring out the money for you.
I appreciate it. I love it.
So, Miss Marianne, please, as we do on I Am a Fan, I don't have you had a chance to listen to our show?
Yeah, I have.
Anything stand out, like, dislike? We're very
I
transparent here.
yeah, sorry, there's a little bit of a delay. I'm trying to see if it's on my end or not. I just like how just real you are and relaxed and
It's not. It's not.
it's a fun, easygoing environment. I really like it. So,
That's what we've been promoting. We feel that it doesn't have to be stuck up in order to be informational. So that's what you know. Plus, I'm a comic, so I come from a background of being silly.
love it. Yeah, sarcasm is my favorite thing. I love it.
I have a lot of people that would enjoy you then. So, if you don't mind, for those who have not been blessed to know about you, the background that I know of, tell everybody who you are, where you are, and what you do.
Sure. So my name is Marianne. I'm based in Utah. I have two young girls and two cats. And I became a spending coach kind of out of necessity. I found that I was dealing with a lot of mental, emotional, physical difficulties that just really piled up. And as a young mom, I just needed an escape. And I found that in shopping, and it wasn't a healthy version of shopping. It was over shopping, overspending. And I just felt like I wasn't in control of my money and I couldn't budget. I couldn't fix my spending. It was really hard for a few years just trying to figure out how to end overspending that traditional budgeting just doesn't talk about.
Right. All right. Well, I'm sure a lot of us have found ourselves in the store when we really should not have been.
Yes. Yeah, and that's really what I caught on to. I was like, how did I even get here? How did I what started this? Because by the time you're already in the store, it's already done. You've pretty much, you know, made your coffin. And so you kind of have to figure out like what leads you there. What are the emotions that get you to the store? What are the feelings that you're running away from? And I think addiction, the term addiction kind of turns people off, but I've almost viewed it more as distraction. What am I distracting myself with? And what am I distracting myself from? And I found for me it was overspending.
Okay. Okay. But then I find it interesting that you call yourself a spending coach because that kind of implicates that you're teaching me how to spend, but it also kind of says you want me to spend. Am I incorrect in that?
No, so it's a different way of thinking about it. So I noticed that with traditional budgeting, they focus on saving. And when I tried to budget, no budget worked for me. I was still overspending. And so when I started just looking at my spending, that's when I saw all the money that was being spent unintentionally on things I didn't really care about. And I was saying for years, I need to be better about spending. I need to stop spending. And nothing really changed that until I kind of hit rock bottom. I was just overwhelmed, very stressed. I felt stuck. And I figured out that spending and shopping was kind of my outlet, but I was running away from really heavy emotions. And so I started looking into why we spend, why we buy, and realize that there is a need that is not being met, and we tend to try to fill it with shopping. We tend to try to fill it with the things we buy because it's easier to buy something and get that feeling than it is to resolve those feelings within ourselves.
I agree. I definitely agree. As I said, I think Cat Williams said it best when he was like, he's at the pump and he went, "Wait, did I eat this week?" It's kind of like you really got to figure out which way the money's going.
Yeah, yeah, and it's
For me
easy to fail.
personally, when you were brought to my attention, yeah, when you were brought to my attention, I said, okay. The way my okay, so fanatics, you guys have been with me for years. You guys know how this goes, but I always like telling new members because they don't know. It's always fun. My staff is a staff of four, okay, and they are some of the craziest, wildest, creative people you've ever met who do not want to be on camera and never hear their voice. Okay. So what I'll get, like I'm getting right now, is I'll get people standing behind my mic and my camera with signs like I'm Johnny Carson, trying to give me cue cards and everything on what to say, what not to say, and tips and things like that. Whenever I get a guest that they're passionate about, because you met Kylie now,
Mhm.
right?
Yep.
Well, Kylie comes up with all these unique ways to bring somebody to my attention. Let me tell you how she did it for you, okay? Because the way she does is always unique for somebody and it's always fun for me. She walks into the office and she just stands there staring at me, which she's done very often because I'm kind of weird. And then all of a sudden she just started. You ever do that make it rain thing? You ever seen that?
Yeah.
All right. She takes out Monopoly money and she just starts doing like this, and I'm just like, okay, all right. And I went, I don't get it, all right. And she was like, I spent everything I had. I said, okay, what does that mean? She was like, that's the coach to bring you on, and walks out.
I love that. I love that. Except
I
the
was like, all right,
consequences of Monopoly are a lot
give
less
me
emotional
give
than
me the file. Yeah. So okay, when you first got started, I mean, how did you come to the mindset of fixing that which you saw was wrong? Was it an emotional fix? Was it a physical fix? How did you start doing this?
So I found for me it was an emotional fix. I couldn't figure out why spending felt like such a need for me. And I would buy these things and it would give me that great feeling temporarily, but then I'd feel down again and I'd have to go shopping again. And it just was that cycle. And I started, like I said, the budgeting didn't work. And so I started looking at my spending. And that's when I saw all of that spending that was really not making me happy. It wasn't bringing me joy. And I just said, you know what? There's got to be a reason for why we buy. And that's when I saw all the times that I was buying on bargains. I was buying to get a good deal. All the times I was buying impulsively. And then I started to wonder, are these traits and these trends in my spending, are they unique to me? Or are they unique to all people that struggle with spending? And it turns out they are applicable to everyone that struggles with spending. And when I looked into the need for why we buy, it goes back to our needs as human beings. We all have needs to have safety, both in shelter and then with food and water. And then we have the need for love and belonging. And then there's some other higher needs that allow us to become who we want to be. And if one of those needs or more of those needs are not being met, it will send an emotion to our brain, and that emotion is generally negative to kind of motivate us to get back to all of our needs are being met. But instead of figuring out what need is not being met and being a detective trying to figure out what caused those negative feelings in the first place, we just want to avoid them. We just want to avoid negative feelings altogether. And the best way to avoid negative feelings is to pull out our phone and to just scroll social media, scroll Amazon, internet shopping. And to our brain, that is motivating. That gives us that dopamine, but we haven't solved the real problem. And so that issue is going to keep coming back and keep coming back. We just tend to deal with it in negative habits like overspending. And if it's not overspending, it's
Okay.
overeating or over drinking.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Well, I did my research. Well, okay. I didn't do it. Research was given to me. Let me stop lying. My team did their research, and apparently, shopping addiction, as you mentioned, is called onion Mia, which I'm not really sure why they call it an onion. That doesn't really make sense to me, but it's compulsive addiction and pathological buying without the ability to stop, whether can be afforded or not.
Yep.
I'm a little confused because if it can't be afforded, isn't that stealing?
Yeah, it is.
Doesn't it kind of go into kleptomania if you can't afford it, but you really need to go to that store?
Right. Yeah, and that's what really got me is I was spending on things that I didn't need, I couldn't afford. We were spending more than we were making. And it really comes down to once your brain has identified that there's something it doesn't have, it views that as almost danger, and it will do everything it can to get that need met. And so by the time that our brain is pursuing that thing that we want, it's already bought. You're already just in the zone. You're bypassing logic. You're just going straight to, I've got to get this need met. And then the logic doesn't kick in until after. We tend to justify things. We tend to justify by saying, oh, it's on sale, or oh, I'll never get it at this price again, or this is going to go with everything. It's a need. It goes with everything I already have in my closet. And so the logic, as soon as we see something, is out the window. And that's why I wanted to focus on tools that help stop spending before it happens rather than dealing with that guilt that happens after the fact.
Okay. Before we get too deep, let's do this. Tell everybody they can reach you on socials.
Sure. So the best way to reach me is my free Facebook community, the Money Make Under community. And that's where I do free coaching, training, and just it's a group of people that are trying to become unshoppable, trying to stop and overcome that urge to shop. And then I have a free quiz that identifies your drive, your primary drive to spend. and that's the spending types quiz. And I can send you that link to add to this, but it's on my blog, Money Make Under.
Absolutely. I personally want to take it to see if I'm as bad as I think I am. So yeah,
It's really helpful. It
I think I
identifies.
kind of reached my point when I was literally walking down the street and bought a car. I
Yeah,
watched the guy. He was sitting in his car. Sometimes people write for sale in the back of the window or whatever. All right. And the guy was sitting in the car, and I went, "How much?" All right, and he told me the price, and I went, "Okay." He was like, "You serious?" Yeah. If you drive me to the bank, we can do this right now. And he did. It's the car that's out front right now.
yeah. And I'm sure in your
So
mind,
I think I need to take.
it was that need, right? I need a car. I need to get
I was content.
places.
I was content walking. I really was.
Yeah. But your brain was like, no, this will be better.
Yeah, I but see, I'm fortunate enough that people were driving me where I needed to go anyway. And as a comic, I travel, so a lot of times the car's gonna sit
Right.
anyway.
Yeah.
So is I didn't really need it. And sad thing is, I was on my way to the store to buy some food when I bought the car. Never
Where
actually went to the store. I came back with the car. Never went back to the store.
drove yourself to get your food.
I was like that. That's why I was thinking about. Yeah, and that's the thing. I never actually went to go get food. I sent somebody else to get food after I got the car.
Yep. Logic is all gone.
I know. I'm bad. I'm bad.
That's what happens. No, I can totally relate.
Pretty much. Pretty much. I had that dopamine hit from the car, and I just totally forgot about the car. Totally forgot about the food.
Yep.
So let's take a little background here. Tell me about. May I call you Marianne?
Sure.
Okay. Because I like to ask permission rather than forgiveness.
Yeah, there you go. You've learned well.
Tell me about you as a kid.
Sure. So, like I said, I have two kids,
Yeah, you should be
age
married.
two, age 2 and 5, and then two cats. And yeah, I really hit a low point being a young mom with a young family. And I had lost a sense of identity, kind of a sense of purpose. And that's where I turned to buying things that
Mm.
gave me that sense of purpose, that gave me that sense of this is who I am. And objects and things we buy, they tend to, you buy the experience, you buy what they say about you. You don't buy the item,
Okay.
you buy what they say.
What was the most outrageous thing you've ever bought?
I would say I bought a purse that I literally said in the store, I said, I really wish that this purse didn't have all of these embroidered pieces in the front. I didn't like it. And then she said, well, right now it's on sale. And I was like, well, if I don't like it when I get home, I'll just take it back. I mean, I literally said in the store, I don't like this. And yet I came home with it. And I took it back, but it was like the logic is just, again, it's gone. It's just not even on the radar. You've justified it and it's already bought. It's basically already bought.
Okay. Okay. So what was the most outrageous thing you ever bought? That purse or something else?
I'd say so the purse, I'd say, let me think of some other things. I would buy things that, like, there's the app called, Shein, I'm not sure how you say it, and then Temu. There are things I probably spent, like, $500 on ju in just one sitting, and it was on things that for the house, like, "Oh, I'm gonna
Hmm.
get all organized
One of our
with."
sponsors. Hey,
Yeah,
one of our
hey.
sponsors.
I love them, and it's not their fault. They have things. It's we need to take that control within ourselves to overcome that urge. And when I bought all those things, they came in the mail and I was like, "Why did I get this? Why did I didn't need this. I didn't even know I needed it until I saw it and I thought I needed it." And so it's just interesting to see what we buy in the moment, and then when we look back, you go, "Wow, I really didn't need that, but I was convinced in the moment that I did."
Okay. Okay. What kind of kid were you?
I was very responsible, very, very responsible. I with money, I saved every penny. I did everything I was supposed to.
Time out. Time out. Time out. Flag on the play. Hold on. Hold on.
Red flag.
How do we're responsible to this?
I can remember I was probably grounded or in trouble like less than 5 times in my entire life, in my entire childhood.
Okay. Okay. So why do you focus on women specifically?
I tend to attract women mainly because I went through all of the what not to do with your money. And like I said, I went from being very responsible with money, very good with money, saving everything. And then when I got married, I saw all the money we had and it was like, oh, let's go have some fun. Let's buy some nice things. And it just I got carried away. And I feel especially for women, we lose a lot of identity when we become moms, when we change jobs, when we go from full-time to part-time to stay-at-home mom. We lose a lot of our identity and purpose, and we tend to want to buy that. And finding your purpose doesn't have a
Okay.
price tag.
That yeah, I can see how that would definitely be a focus. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna step back and I'm gonna let you talk to the audience. You are now talking to 51 countries, and I'm pretty sure there's some women in there somewhere. Mary Ann, take the floor.
Sounds good. I, first of all, would say that you're not alone. You aren't alone in your spending difficulties. If you've tried to fix your spending and it hasn't worked, there's a reason why. And it comes with managing your thoughts, managing your feelings, and finding what's really important to you. I was very anti-budget for a long time because it felt so restrictive. And I finally realized that once I was able to control my spending, I felt so much more in control of my life, so much more in control of my happiness and my joy. And that's within reach for all of us. And we have that power within us right now. And so I just would encourage you to join me in my free community, take the free quiz, and take those first steps to become unshoppable because it is possible and it brings so much more joy than you can ever imagine.
Hi. Did you miss me?
I did. Welcome back.
You look kind of comfortable up there. I don't know. Maybe a podcast is in your future.
Maybe. Yeah, I've dabbled in I wanna do podcasting and
Get with
YouTube.
Kylie. We can talk about that.
I
We
would
can
love
work it
it.
out for you.
I would love it. You're obviously very good at what
We
you
can
do.
help you out with that.
Wonderful.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Me? No, 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 no. They're good. They just make me look good. That's all it is. It's not really me. I'm just the face. Pretty face, don't get me wrong, but still a face.
Nice.
So, as I asked all my guests, when's the book coming, Marianne?
That's a good question. So I actually do I'm working on a book. It's more outlining the ideas and things. Become
I know.
Unshoppable, that's gonna be the book. So
I know. Most coaches write a book, and when you come on, it. So
yep,
come back because you'll be a different fan.
sounds great. Love it.
Yeah, and I can't wait for my signed copy.
Sounds good. To the pretty face.
So let me tell you how we do things. Okay. First and foremost, I gotta thank you. Okay, because we know that everybody's time is precious, and we don't take that lightly. Okay. I want to thank you for helping women out there. I want to thank you for helping some of the men listening to this. All right. Fellas, I appreciate you guys taking a step back. Let the ladies shine. We gonna do that every now and then, but boys, we good. Thank you for teaching us that sometimes it's not our fault because honestly, there are probably people out there who thought, well, okay, I'm the one spending, so I'm the one who have someone that has, this addiction, because that's what it is. This is an addiction. We know we can send them your way. We'll put the link to you attached to you and kind of get that on the. I did have a quick side question though. So I see a lot of the things that you're talking about going into other things, like we discussed, kleptomania, possibly a problem for someone that becomes like, oh,
Yeah,
is that how it
absolutely.
gets there, or is it the hoarding first and then the spending? Do they go hand in hand, or is it one or the
I
other? How does that work?
I would say they go hand in hand. It starts with the overspending, and then you quickly gather a lot of things. You acquire a lot. The room I'm in, I mean, it was full of purchases. So I'd say it starts with the shopping, and then the hoarding quickly follows.
Really? Because it looks clear now.
It does. You don't see my floor, no. I cleaned it
So
out.
congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. I found that I wanted an office space more than I wanted clutter, and so it was that motivator, finding that motivation that gets you to do things you otherwise wouldn't do.
Okay. Okay. Well, as of now, you are what we call fan family. And if you listen to
Wonderful.
the other episodes, you understand what that means. That means that you are now part of a community in which we've done over 300 episodes. We're blessed. Let me knock on some wood. Okay. A fan family. Anything you have to promote, we will promote for you. Anytime you want to talk to the people, you let Kylie know it's an automatic episode. Anybody you want to come on the show is automatically on the show. No ifs, ands, or buts. We got you.
That's
Whenever
awesome.
you just want to come and say hi, come on up through. We don't mind. So,
That's wonderful.
Marianne, I want to let you know once again that we appreciate your time. We appreciate all the positive and impactful things that you're doing in the world for everyone. And the signature of this show is simple. From the bottom of my heart, I am a fan.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your time.
So, Kylie's got some information for you. Hang out. I'll be right there.
Okay, sounds good.
I told y'all. I told y'all, I told you I was gonna bring you a powerhouse. And as y'all know, I never lie to y'all. Okay? We've been together 5 years, fanatics. You guys know, for all the people I bring you, they bring you power. They bring you information you need. They bring you the things that we need to make this world better. If all of us band together, fanatics, we're gonna make it happen. But Marianne came here and taught me something I didn't know. Y'all know that's hard to do because I know everything. Okay? That's hard to do. But she taught me that these little things, and you know what? I won't even call them little. Forgive me for that, fanatics. These things, one simple thing such as spending, can lead to a whole nother world of things that we didn't know anything about. Oh my gosh. You thought it was just that problem over there or that problem over there. But look how it started. Okay? You do one thing and it leads to so much. Fanatics, y'all make sure y'all like, subscribe, and share this with that person that's spending a little bit too much of maybe your money or their own money in places they shouldn't be spending it. Get with Marianne's group so that you guys can help her grow. Okay? And she can hear me. I know she can. And when she watches this, she's gonna remember me saying this. We gonna get that podcast off the ground. I think we can get Marianne's podcast off the ground. Okay? I don't know how we gonna do it yet, but we gonna work on it. I promise you. Until then, y'all be safe. Like, share, subscribe to this. And as always, I know I love you. And AJ is out. I am your fan.